gonna lie, I liked all the Batmans that appeared, all of them, even Clooney. I was like, oh
Right.
shit, I forgot Clooney was a Batman and shit. Like, whoa, what
You
the fuck is
crazy
he?
as fuck if you talking about you like the George Clooney Batman. Honestly, if they wanted to make a good film, they had the blueprint. They had the Flashpoint Paradox film, the animated
Probably didn't read the
film,
actual source material on that either.
and just play up a dark ass world where you got warring factions. You could have brought back Ben Affleck. You could have brought back Jason Momoa. All
And
those different
Gal Gadot,
characters.
and they should have actually went to war in London.
Yeah, and had
If
that.
they
Yes,
actually
and
did
had the
this shit like they
darkness.
did
Yeah,
in the
that could have been
comics, this
fire.
been
Yeah.
live.
I don't get why they take certain elements from these big stories, but don't even want to go through the whole motion of the events of the story. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
They
I
just
don't
want
get
the
it.
name because the name is known.
It's the hype, yeah,
Yeah.
behind the name.
Yeah.
Only thing that I enjoy in the whole film was Michael Keaton, and I am not a Michael Keaton Batman fan.
Mm-hmm.
You like when you
Yeah,
put the paws on my man's in that silo, huh? The Soviet silo.
yeah, he was just putting in work the whole movie. Supergirl,
I forgot
she
about
did
Supergirl.
nothing for me.
Yeah, literally
You
nothing. Just
know,
You
came
know,
out
I appreciated her because
and got
they
her.
actually show her growth, you know what I'm saying, before death. Where it's like, all right,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
like they like usually lately a lot of female characters like Rey from Star Wars and shit, they come out perfect. There's no growth. They just do everything just amazing. You know what I'm saying? No Sigourney Reavers like from Alien. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you gotta get to a point to be great. You know what I'm saying? Uh this I think it's like the Brie Larson effect when it comes to Ms. Marvel. Like, yo, I'm just this and I'm perfect and I can do everything. Like, hold on, show me some struggle. You know what I'm saying? Show me how you get to this level. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, well,
Like
what
other
major
characters.
struggle did she go through other than being, held in captivity? Like
That
she
was the
knew how to
main
use her
struggle.
abilities as soon as she came out. She knew who she was. She was
So
cool.
she was like, all right. She was held in captivity. She by her own admission, she hated humans. You know what I'm saying? By her own admissions. But you know what I'm saying? You saw my man
Rightly
Ezra like,
so.
yo, I got you. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? And you saw her brain twist like, oh, okay, I understand that and shit, whatever, right? And then it goes from trying to help out the people, you know what I'm saying, the fight off Zod to going maniacally enraged when she find out Zod killed Kal-El, you know what I'm saying, to her death. And you saw that
Mhm.
over and over and over again. Her die multiple different ways.
How would I fix it? Yeah, let's go back and get one solid script. Shit. I didn't know it was 6 rewrites. That's crazy.
It was 3 regimes, 6 different directors. You know what I mean? Like either you have your actors right there. And then you have my man, he was wilding out as well. Your
Yeah,
main lead right.
yeah, Ezra.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like you see what happens, like people wanted my man Majors canned after an allegation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like Ezra, he was doing the do multiple times. You know what I'm saying?
I
He's
mean,
still
but think about what's at stake though, Fresh. You got 10-year production
They like,
on the
we getting
line.
this off. Pause.
You know what
yeah,
I'm
you know
saying?
what I'm saying?
Right.
I understand that.
So
But
whatever we got to do, however we got to threaten him, however they got him to be docile and actually show up to the premiere and then stop doing what he was doing on his self-destructive path. Whatever they had to do, they had to do to save this production. Now he can go to hell.
Get rid of him. He's out of here.
Yeah, because your franchise is terrible. Everybody hates it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all the little favors and shit that was called in to keep you out of jail and to keep this production going, it's done. Like if this made $1 billion, yeah, you good, you golden. You know what I'm saying? You can't do no wrong.
I think we're looking at the trees instead of the forest.
Mm.
This might be the starting of the death of the big budget movie.
Yeah.
In general?
In general.
Or,
you see what's about to happen with Indiana Jones. They spent 350 million on Indiana Jones, and
damn.
they already know it's gonna bomb. They knew after the test screenings that it was gonna bomb.
They was really banking on Michael Keaton in that crowd. Like
Fan
they was
service.
really banking on him to sell this movie. And they did need a Batman in this movie.
They did.
They needed a Batman to definitely save this, but they didn't have the right Batman.
No,
They should have
Keaton was
had.
a hell of a Batman in here.
I ain't gonna lie, I liked all the Batmans that appeared, all of them, even Clooney. I was like, oh
Right.
shit, I forgot Clooney was a Batman and shit. Like, whoa. what
You
the fuck is
crazy
this?
as fuck if you talking about you like the George Clooney Batman.
No,
I
I like
had to really register what the fuck you said, bro.
Yeah, I like this
Wait a
rolling
minute, what you
movie.
say? Come
Yeah.
on, bro.
Well, like, nah. We got
Wait a minute. I
camera.
can't let
You're like,
that
yo, reel
slide.
that back in, fam.
I can't let that slide at all. Hold on.
George Clooney
So-
was by far the worst Batman of all. He wasn't even Batman. He was just George Clooney in a Batman suit. So I don't even know. He don't even be a judge. He just,
I mean, honestly, they should have. If they couldn't get Kristen Bale in this, they should have went with whoever the new Batman is gonna be.
It made sense for George Clooney because it was still fan service. Because
That's the problem.
literally, you saw him on the screen, you're like, oh, Batman. You know, but he was only on screen for what? A
2
minute
seconds.
and a half, 2 minutes?
Very
I don't even think they shouldn't have Ben Affleck in this movie. I don't know. It just if they couldn't get Christian Bale to be in this, the hype would have really been there if it was Christian Bale's Batman.
I think if you really wanted to move units, you would have pushed Clooney. You would have put Clooney in front of all that.
Come on, bro. Are you
But
serious?
hear me out.
First off-
I'm not saying Clooney would be for cats like you and I, because we'd all been like, nah, hell no, I'm not going to see this. But the casual out here would have been like, oh, I remember when George Clooney was Batman. Her. Let's go check it out.
The casual was for Keaton. Keaton was the casual.
Yeah,
like he's
for
the
casual.
most recognizable Batman. Like
and I think it worked too.
And it didn't move the needle.
But it didn't.
They only made $50 million on this movie, bro.
Shit.
The movie took $220 million to make.
Craziest thing was so I went to the same theater in the same time slot on the same day that I went to see Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse, whatever, right? The Spider-Man theater was packed. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, okay, this is uncomfortable. It's too many people in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was literally, including me and my kids, it's probably like 5 people in for the Flash.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is these movies are so detrimental to the overall brand itself. When they come out, you just piling more and more dirt on that name. You can't afford no more L's, man, no matter what it takes. I think it was just too much money wrapped up into this movie that they couldn't take the loss. But it was obviously
lost
$200
million off of Batwoman.
It wasn't ready. Think about that CGI, man. The CGI when he was in the bubble. And even with the Christopher Reeves cameo and Nicolas Cage as Superman, like the Superman Nicolas Cage film didn't even get made. Like, why do we care? That was deep cut. That was deep cut, but that was the fan service. But they gotta be, those people is like what in their 60s, 70s though, fresh that would know that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's way before our time.
Come out in 2013, 2014. You know what I mean?
That's a lot. There's new lives that
you should have came into cognitive reasoning that you should have went with a younger Batman that they know, Christian Bale.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. If they couldn't have got him, they should have went with James Gunn's new Batman. Whoever that guy introduced him or introduced a fan favorite. Christian Ackles been saying he wanted to be Batman for the longest. Let him do it in this one-off. You know what I'm saying? You should have did it. You should have did something different.
Well, people didn't even come into the theater to see the movie, let alone, you know what I mean, to know, like, hey.
I think if they had the right Batman, if they had the right cast, it would have worked.
So the thing is, like, I think Ezra couldn't hold the movie down himself. So he needed some star power with him.
Oh yeah, because just like the comics. The comics need Batman to sell. You know what I'm saying? That's why Batman's everywhere.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This movie's called The Flash. So, are we more disappointed as the audience? Are we disappointed with The Flash himself, or is this an Ezra Miller thing?
It's an Ezra Miller thing because he turned off a lot of people with his antics. Because
Because the Flash does
for
have a built-in big core audience. And
no, they
Mm,
wasn't looking at the
mm-mm.
character. They was looking at the actor.
no, that's what I'm saying. So
I
that's why
don't think he has a big audience though either.
you don't think so? I mean, he's not Batman. No, he's not Batman,
I
but
was
he's
saying,
got
like,
enough to
other
get you.
than the big three, nobody has a built-in audience for DC.
No,
The Flash has a big audience due to the UPN CW nonsense.
no,
That
but
wasn't him
that
though.
specific. That was that specific
So you
Flash.
don't think it was a Flash thing? It was the guy who's playing Flash.
Yes,
I
was the
think
actor thing.
Fans. Then I'll just say that right now.
I don't know, Fresh. I think it's because of the overall script and just the brand itself being so damaged.
Put certain actors on the marquee, people will see it. If you put Keanu Reeves on anything, people gonna see it. Tom Cruise, whatever, right? So when you put Ezra Miller name up there, and you already have a known product in Spider-Man, anything Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying, is the anomaly. The only thing bigger probably than Spider-Man is Batman.
Yeah.
If you put that up there, people are going to see it. You launch the Flash right on the tail of that, people ain't going to see it, man.
The moment Ezra Miller stepped on the scene as Flash in that liquor store back in whatever Batman movie that was, I've been disappointed. So if this is the culmination of all his stuff up to this, and it just left you, his character, he is not likable. He was like a very poor man's Ryan Reynolds with just worse quips, and I'm just like, man, bro. You know what I mean? Like you said, the CGI was.
I forgot you don't like Ryan Reynolds for some reason. But.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's the thing.
Yeah, Ezra don't have charisma.
Yeah,
when he gets on the screen.
The thing is, I think he works. I think he works in very short bursts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just, but like when it just the overall his quirkiness, it got to be so annoying, especially once it got to be two of them. I was like, oh my God, they both acted the same. And then he acted like he had some kind of revelation in the Batcave. And he was talking to his younger self, like, hey, this is what people don't like about you. But he continued to do it himself. And one of the things that movie was really missing was a couple of heartfelt moments. The whole hospital falling apart and the babies falling out the windows, falling to their mortal death. And he eating hot dogs and doing a poor man's Quicksilver from X-Men. It just didn't work. And then the music was terrible in that scene. It was the tone was terrible. It was like they tried to make it super funny, shoving hot dogs in his
that
mouth.
was power scaling though, right there.
It wasn't. We've seen that. We've seen that.
Executed. That's all.
The power scaling that we saw when he did what he did in Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, when everything was erased and this man said, you know what, I'm about to do a Weiss, I'm gonna do a do-over on you cats, and he ran back and basically turned back time. That was probably one of the most phenomenal scenes I've seen in a superhero movie, period, even to this day.
Is it me, or did y'all feel like y'all are watching a superhero movie made in the 90s? It's a weird way to how I explain it.
CGI, yeah.
The CGI, like the music, it was kind of like big brand, big brass band sounding. It wasn't like modern. It wasn't hip. It was something like, your mom's new husband would have directed this shit. Something about it. It just didn't. Like, it didn't feel fresh. You know what I mean? Not to make the obvious.
I think it's just that battered ass product, that 10-year-old product that's been through too many hands.
It did feel aged.
Who led the score? Who had the score? Because I don't think it was one of the big dogs on the score.
No, it's a cat named Benjamin Wallfisch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, and he looks like he's done at least Shazam Chapter 2. He's done action flicks, but to me, I just felt like the music, and especially in that scene you're speaking of, Will, with the hospital falling.
The minute you said Shazam Chapter 2, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, he has no credibility at all. This guy's never going to work again. Right. I'm like, damn, could you imagine having those on your resume, bro?
I was saying, but that music was horrible and that shit too.
Yeah. Nah, so right. So for
Ooh.
me, I know if internet, if you go back and watch some of our older stuff, we talked the Batman, and one of the things that I loved about the Batman, the score
Mhm.
partially made the fucking movie. Like a score would do so much for an action movie. And
It's crazy. They didn't even show him. Why
who?
didn't they show the current Batman
Yeah,
in
oh yeah, yeah.
those
No, because
worlds?
He's
Gun,
not. He's not. He
they're like,
wasn't
hey,
part of that. Like we were saying, we delved back into it. He wasn't even thought of. You
I
know what I'm
think
saying in the script writing.
I think the
I mean,
solo
sorry.
Batman is above DCEU. And the Warner Brothers execs are like, hey, we don't give a damn what y'all doing with that. Batman's coming out, and it's gonna be whatever the hell we want it to be. Like, it's coming out because it's a cash cow.
They need to scrap that Blue Beetle too, bro.
Yeah,
They're
that's
not. No,
nah,
that's the beginning of Gunn's verse.
that's
That
his,
I
literally,
don't think they need to because tonally it looks about the same as Shazam.
it
yeah,
probably is.
It looks the same. It had about the same budget. You know what I'm saying? It looks just like a little family friendly type
yeah,
movie, and it don't work.
You're right. The Blue Beetle movie is up next, but it's two other movies right on the heels of it that are not going to be part of this universe.
Was that
That's
Superman Legacy?
There's going to be the Aquaman 2 movie,
Mm,
and it's going the Legacy Superman Legacy is Gunverse.
that's
mm.
actually that's actually his movie, right? Like he's directing that.
I
The
don't think that shit
Superman,
gonna
yeah,
make
the
no money.
Superman movie, yeah.
No, I
But
think I
they
think
they
that Superman's gonna pop, but how far
they're
away
gonna
that?
have
They've done they
Aquaman and they have Aquaman and Joker right
mm,
behind it.
To so here's my biggest problem with this Flash movie, and it didn't reset anything. Like going forward, what the hell is the DCEU? Because if things have played out in the Flash like they're supposed to, everybody would be dead. Which I did
yeah.
appreciate the story. People are saying it's too
I
dark. I
mean,
appreciated that.
it
Like
was
we have no news.
non-consequential. It was non-consequential. It's like,
No,
what
it
was
was
the purpose of
consequence
the
No,
movie?
because what he
What was the
did,
consequence?
Superman didn't exist, therefore Metas didn't exist, therefore Zod shows up and just takes over the world. Like that was
Right,
the
but
end.
yeah,
who
yeah, that
knows
was
what the
consequential. It
actual?
was
Yeah,
crazy that the whole world
he
died
did it every time.
because
Yeah,
they got the can of tomatoes. But instead of him getting the can of tomatoes, he moved all the can of tomatoes to the top shelf to show his dad's face. So we
Mm,
don't know the reverberations of it. If it was
mm.
so critical to the world surviving that his mother got a can of tomatoes, that
Mm.
is insane to me.
well,
That
technically he
literally,
can't fix it either, though. So whatever Ezra came from, that version of the Flash
But
came from, he could
but
never go back to where
you
he
know
was.
what tripped me out about that though? Okay, once I found out that the things that I changed actually messed everything up, right? Messed the universe up. I got to go back and change this, right? He didn't even like look to see who actually did kill his mother. He didn't even go in there. At least go in there and see what happened.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
no,
dad
he
might
can't
have
do
did
it.
it.
As the
Can't do
audience,
it.
we were left hanging, not even him.
We
Right.
know from comic books who did it,
Yeah, we know, but
but
we know
they
that
can't
that's
do it
different though, Fresh. We
because
know
they're trying to set it up for
for it to
future
just end.
movies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like future movies are
Mm,
That's over
eventually. Hey,
now.
do
Mhm.
I want to see him go back again to see what happened to his mother? Like,
Well,
we
no,
probably
technically,
won't
he's
it's
get a
more or
dead.
Flash
less like,
product for at least. We won't see Flash again for at least 10 years, bro.
Ooh,
oh
you
no,
think
no,
that much
Flash is
happened?
dead. That
Damn,
They're never
they
gonna
did.
use Flash again.
damn.
This is dead.
Yeah,
Like
this is
Even,
done,
even with
done.
a new actor, bro. Even with a new actor.
this is
Nah,
dead.
bro.
No,
Hell
no,
no.
they lost
All
after
credibility.
Damn.
with James Gunn. You just saw what just happened. The last two regimes of the money that was lost. Ain't no way they revisiting this shit.
All in all, it was just a disappointing project because I thought the consequences it should have been dire, but I don't like we were talking earlier. I think that he just screwed up the whole universe and just kept it moving. Like, well, whoops, a classic Ezra Miller move. My bad.
Right.
He collapsed a few other universes that shouldn't existed, but damn, now look at all this damage you've caused, my friend. I don't know. So, but it was okay though. Would I see this
So,
again? Probably not.
ain't no probably for me. I will never see this again.